Man, my voice. I woke up the next morning pretty early, earlier than usual, but I didn't feel tired. In fact, I actually felt pretty good. Yesterday was just a bit better of a day than usual, and I'm glad it happened. I tried to be quiet as I walked past Croven's door that morning. I saw they had left it open a crack, so I peeked inside. He was sleeping still, drooling on his pillow, an arm hanging over the side. He looked absolutely silly, but it was nice to see him getting some rest for once, instead of racing to get out of the house before dawn. Seeing as he was still home, I thought it'd be nice if I made breakfast for the two of us. I went downstairs and into the kitchen and started preparing some stuff with what we had. A while later, I heard Croven coming down the stairs from the thumps of his steps, but he still alerted me by asking, "Hey, are you cooking something down there?" Come to the kitchen. I just finished making pancakes. What kind? What other kind? Chocolate chip. Duh. Ah, you're right. It was foolish of me to ask. Chocolate chips. Croven took his usual chair in the kitchen as I set out the plates for us. Do you want milk or water? Milk, of course. What kind of stupid butt do you take me for? Croven seemed preoccupied with his phone, but I wasn't in too nice of a mood to care about that. I gave us both milk glasses and put chocolate syrup on the table just in case. Because, you know, you can never have too much. Croven, are you doing anything today? Why? I just had a lot of fun yesterday, I don't know. I thought maybe we could do something again today? If you wanted to. Oh, you want to? I hadn't really been planning on it. Oh, I mean, it's okay if you're busy and all. Well, I mean, there's some things I have to take care of first, but we will be free later tonight. Huh? I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't really hang out with anyone besides you anyways. Alright, because the gang and I were thinking of heading to this club tonight. The gang? You know, me and my buds. Oh, I've heard you talk about them, but I've never met them before. See? Perfect then. You can come to the club with us, meet and we can let loose over a few drinks. Sounds good. I don't drink, but I didn't terribly mind going to the club with Croven. I'd never really been to a club before, and even though I'm sure I'm not really the kind of crowd they'd expect to see there, I was always curious to see what one was like. So, I look forward to it. I tried to keep myself busy throughout the day. I cleaned the cabin a bit, as I had been getting a bit out of shape, and tried to start a grocery list since I was sure we'd have to go on a run soon. Despite how I thought I might feel, I was excited. Actually, I'd never met these friends of Croven, but I know he's known them for a while. At least since he's been living closer to Blackwood. But maybe even earlier. There's been times where Croven would rush out of the house during dinner just to meet them. At least I had always assumed it was them. He's always been hanging out with them as far as I know. Despite how much he seemed to spend with them, I've never met them or have even seen what they look like before. I always hear good things about them from him though. So at the very least, I trust that they're nice people. I hope they like me. I kept up with Croven throughout the day. I had to ride the bus into town without him this time, but that was okay. The hard part was following his directions. This club seemed like an awful lot of work to get to, but I was eventually able to find it after I realized it was sunken into the sidewalk. There was a staircase leading down to the entryway, and I heard Croven yell, "Ah, there she is!" And as I cascaded down them and finally met the people I've heard so much about. Makes sense. I like her. I like the one eye. Here she is. Gal of the hour. Hello, it's nice to meet you. I've heard such great things about you. I've heard such nice things about you. Was all I could mutter out. They appeared more rough than I was expecting. I mean, I knew that was the kind of looking crowd Croven liked to hang around, but maybe I wasn't ready to meet them as I thought. Alright, check them out. Fellas, this is Mary. Mary, these are the fellas. My dude over there is Theodore. My other gal over here is Zapata. Yo. She's kind of cute, Croven. In a scary kind of way. Yo, creepy cute, as they say. I like her eyes. They're just screaming like, "Hey, look it, I got a demon inside of me." I like her horns too, it really sells the look. Croven's friends, I wasn't sure how to feel about their compliments or how they were looking at me? It felt as if they were eyeing me down. They stood off mostly to Kroven's other side. I wish they'd stop looking at me like that. I wasn't really sure what to say.
Alright, what are we waiting for then? Let's get in there.
I peered around Kroven and his pals. There was a bouncer in the front of the door. He seemed like a giant compared to us. I could also see that he was kind of glaring at us. I whispered over to Kroven. Is that guy going to listen?
Huh? Oh no, definitely not. It's cool though. I'm gonna be a distraction. Then you guys run in, I'll find my own way in.
Huh?
We've done this plenty of times before, so don't worry about it. I promise it's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna trust him.
I mean, you seem to know.
Oh, I mean, you seem to know your way around this better than I do.
That a girl. It's easy, you don't even have to do anything. Except go with the flow.
I watched as Kroven walked right up to the bouncer and promptly kicked his... Oh, dear. Kroven then zipped right past us, the bouncer charging down his path, missing the rest of us by a hair. Before I could even call out to him, I felt a tug on my arm as Theodore and Sapara pulled me to the door. Come on, dumb butt. That's our opening. And I was brought inside without any more protest. I forgot how loud clubs are supposed to be. I mean, I'd never been in one before. I had expected them to be loud, of course, but I didn't like the way the music felt as it pumped through my ears. It made my bones shake. It was pretty dark, but there was also plenty of colorful strobing lights around. There was a large dance floor and DJ booth and a bar to the side, and plenty of people were dancing. We had only been in here a few minutes, but I could already feel how humid the atmosphere was. And there was no doubt it would only start feeling more apparent as the night went on. I looked around us. Kroven wasn't anywhere. I was stuck here with his friends. They were talking to each other, but I couldn't hear any of what they were saying over the booming music. They seemed to hear each other just fine, though. Eventually, they started walking somewhere. I trailed close behind, not wanting to lose them in the crowd of people. They sat down at a table, and I awkwardly squeezed in next to them. To my surprise, Theodore took out a cigarette and lighter.
Just like Kroven.
I wasn't sure if he was allowed to smoke in here, but I felt too intimidated to question it, especially to someone I didn't know. I was also starting to worry about Kroven. He still wasn't here yet. I considered taking out my phone and calling him just to be safe, but before I knew it, he was heading to our table. He even had a drink in his hand. I was astonished at how he got down next to us as if nothing happened.
Jeez, can you believe these bunts?
Oh, I can believe it. Especially when it comes to you.
Shut up. I don't understand why it's always gotta be like this. I'm giving them money after all. Shouldn't that be enough for them?
How did you get back here anyways?
Don't worry about it, Maz. I got it all under control.
He says that.
I say it because it's true, you jerk. So, what were you talking about over here?
Nothing. We were just waiting for you to show up.
Waiting on little old me. That's so sweet. So sweet I could puke.
Oh, again?
Shut up.
Kroven and his friends laughed almost amongst each other. Anyone could see how close they were with just a quick glance at them right now. They seemed to make him happy, happier than I'd seen him in a while, and I liked seeing Kroven interacting with them and seeing how well they got along. But that just made me feel like even more of an outsider sitting amongst them.
So, Mary was it?
Theodore took a long drag of a cigarette and then blew it right in my face. I tried to keep a polite demeanor as he did so.
What do you do?
Huh? I'm sorry, I don't understand. It's an easy question, on it. What did you do? What do I do?
What's your job, sweetheart?
Oh, currently not working. I used to be a waitress. I hadn't decided what I want to... But it only lasted a little while. Not the best when it comes to people, I guess. Luckily, I've been able to stay with Kroven while I start to sort things out. He's been very generous letting me stay. Oh, Kroven's letting you have it easy, huh? Kid, mooching off him, man?
You're playing things smart if you are.
What's he bought for you, huh? Huh? It's a jacuzzi. Can I try it? Wait, if it's a jacuzzi, can I try it?
Hey, knock it up.
Oh, no, it's not like that. Unless it is. Does Kroven think I'm mooching off of him? You would say that, huh? I'm not following.
Don't worry about it. Sap's just an idiot.
Yeah, says you.
Point proven. Anyways,
So, Mary, where'd you get those eyes, huh? Oh, my parents gave them me? Ah, jeez, must have been a disappointing present. Oh. If my mom would give me eyes like a dead fish, I'd be bawling. I hope they kept the receipt.
he's just joshing you. Don't take it too
Oh, wait, wrong person.
He's just joshing you, just like joshing around a YouTube channel you're watching right now. Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, I'm just having a bit of fun. I think Mary's too nice of a name for her, though. Nice? Nice, like soft. Too soft, like a pansy. She's gonna be hanging out with us, she needs a cool name.
Should we call her Mars too then?
Buzz off, I'm only allowed to call her that.
Oh,
Oh, I know. We can call her Scary Mary. Scary Mary?
Well, hold on now.
it's pretty fitting, I think.
You think I'm scary? Oh, definitely. Like, I'm scared when I go to sleep tonight. You'll be staying at the foot of my mattress. And you'll say something like, ooh, only a wake remains.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see that.
You can?
She ever do that to you, Kroven?
No, I'm just joking. Mary's too soft. She's like a marshmallow.
You know what we do with marshmallows, right?
I felt weird. Everything just felt like too much. Like there wasn't enough room for everything that was happening. The lights, the music, the people. Kroven's friends. It's all a bit of too much for me. I need to... Excuse me, I'm going to the bathroom. Oh, that's it. She's like Bloody Mary. Sneak into the bathroom to take our next victim through the mirror. But easy on, won't ya? The lights in the bathroom ain't that good, and you'll scare the stuff out of something like looking like that. Wow. Me. I got up from the table and scored my way throughout the crowd looking for the ladies' room. I had begun to regret coming here. Even if it weren't for his friends were talking. I wasn't a fan of the atmosphere. This was all so loud and so bright. I never liked this kind of stuff. Why did I come again? I went into the bathroom and only there did I realize how sweaty I was. It felt gross. I went over to one of the sinks and rinsed my hands and face with some cold water. Please don't steal. Kroven never told me his friends were like that. When he used to describe them to me, they always seemed so much nicer through his words. Although, should I have expected any different? I always knew they were kind of people Kroven liked to hang out with. I don't know why. Kroven's such a nice person. Even if he hasn't been the nicest lately, still, Kroven's being moody. Just because he's been cranky lately, that doesn't mean he means to hurt my feelings. I know that he doesn't try to. But these people, I had just met them and yet the way they talked to me, Kroven didn't even seem to mind it that much. Maybe I was the problem? I probably shouldn't have taken things so seriously. Before I could have my thoughts to myself longer though, someone opened one of the stalls behind me. I hadn't even noticed someone was here. It's a good thing I wasn't thinking out loud.
Or maybe you are.
She approached the sink to wash her hands and I realized it was... Twyla? Oh. Hey. Oh, hi. Didn't expect to see her. But doesn't really seem like your type of event. No offense. I could say the same about you. What are you doing here? I come here a lot, actually. Really? I wouldn't have expected that from you. Oh, wait. Well, it's not a lot. I just meet up with some friends here every once in a while. It's where they like to be. How about you? Kroven wouldn't like if he found out I was talking to Twyla right now. I don't know how Twyla feels about him, so it might not be the best time to bring him up to her. Oh, I was just invited by a friend. I'd never been to one of these places, so I thought it could be nice. But it's really loud out there, and my friend brought some of his other friends in there. Don't tell her. You're revealing way too much. You're revealing stuff you shouldn't be revealing. 1 second, everyone. I'll keep this over here. And they're what? I don't know. Obnoxious maybe? Dude, Mary. Telling wrong people this. I don't know. That feels mean to say, but they feel kind of if they feel kind of mean to me. Mean how? I don't know, like comparing me to Bloody Mary and stuff? Gross. That sucks. That's why I'm here actually. I don't really think I want to go back out there again. I can do you a favor if you'd like. My friends and I, we actually sit in the VIP area. It's a lot more chill over there, for lack of a better word. Wait, you're actually inviting me? We haven't even known each other for that long. Oh, wait. VIP rooms are expensive, aren't they? It's fine. We're going to be working together, right? So we should help each other. Besides, I have a feeling you're not really going to come back to this place after tonight. So I don't think anyone would be bothered by you just being here one time. What should I do? Twyla's offer does sound very appealing, but Kroven invited me here. I really just leave him alone. I know he's friends with... But still, what if he's starting to wonder about me? If he finds out that I was hanging around with Twyla, he might get upset with me again. Our relationship was starting to get better, and I don't want him to get mad at me again. What should I do? Dude, refuse Twyla's offer. Refuse.
We stick with Kroven.
That's very nice of you to offer, but I'm sorry. I wouldn't feel right abandoning the people who invited me here, even if they had been a little nasty. Suit yourself, then. Twyla then left out the bathroom without another word. I followed shortly after. I didn't see her after exiting the bathroom again. It almost seemed like there was more people than when I had entered. Probably. It caught me a bit off guard, but I tried to keep my composure as I made my way back to our table. Even though I didn't really feel like going back, it was the right thing to do. I was invited here after all. Besides, if I went out with Twyla, Kroven might get worried about me, because he still cares. Yeah, he's gotta. I returned to the table and Kroven clumsily got up to let me slide into my seat again. He looked intoxicated already. That's not good. Hey, sorry. Did I miss anything?
Nothing much. Except Kroven downing 2 of those little stuff that he's drinking already.
Oh, really? I was waiting for him to throw him up. We were betting on how much he can get to. I don't think he's gonna make it to double digits. Oh, is he okay?
I'm fine. Don't even worry about it.
I'd keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I try to.
Everyone's eyes are always on Kroven already.
Mary, Mars.
Yes?
I was just telling them about that thing you do. But, like, you know it better than me, so...
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah. Something about the graveyard, right? We like that place too, so... Oh, do you? I don't recall having ever seen it there before, but I like to spend a lot of time there, so I'm quite familiar with the layout. I like to leave flowers out in lonely graves sometimes, and I also, on occasion, I sneak into a funeral too. Huh.
Oh, no. That's something to expect out of a supposed goody two-shoes.
Talk about a party crasher.
Tell them that nickname they call you.
Oh, some folks have started calling me Cemetery Mary, because I'm like always there, and Mary's my name. Oh, that's you? I heard that name before. I just didn't expect Cemetery Mary to be all puny and polite. Oh? Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like some kind of urban legend, you know?
We thought it was a ghost in the cemetery.
Like, beware of dreaded Cemetery Mary. She creeps amongst the graves of her victims, and you could be next. Oh no, never.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Cemetery Mary, I like it. Sounds like a band name. Mind if I use it?
Oh, you're in a band?
No. The only people I have to start a band with are these two chuckle. And the only thing they know how to play is with my temper.
Hey, don't say that, man.
Yeah, you'll love us.
Love is a strong word, and that's the word I'd use.
Ugh, don't be rude. Sapara hit Theodore with the ends of her sleeves. He laughed. Kroven laughed. I laughed too. I found it a lot easier to join in their conversations, at least easier than it was before. I was kind of glad I decided to return to the table. I still was a bit uneasy of course. I did just meet them after all, and they were all way closer with each other than me. But I felt like maybe after a long time, they could grow to be some of my friends too. I would really like that. I just wish they didn't say that stuff before. That's all. As the night went on, Kroven had downed quite a few drinks. He was hopelessly drunk, flopped her over the table, and was only able to giggle to himself. He never used to be this bad when it came to drinking. I picked him up off the table and told his friends how to get him home. They didn't protest in the slightest. I wished them a good night, slumped Kroven over my shoulder, and headed to the exit. I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to get Kroven out without the bouncer noticing. But to my surprise, when I opened the door, no one was out there. I was confused, but I also wasn't going to pass up the opportunity. I hurried along as fast as I could, what with Crow on top of me and all. We then waited together at the bus stop for the next bus to come so that we could go home. It was hard for me to tell if Kroven had passed out or not while we were waiting, but he got up when the bus arrived. I still carried him though, just in case he tripped over himself. When we got on the bus together, the bus ride was long and tiring. Kroven leaning over me, his breath reeking of overpriced alcohol, was even harder getting off the bus. I still carried him because I know he needed me.
Mary,
Yes?
are you okay?
Oh wait, are you okay?
Mary.
He hiccuped. Wait,
Mary.
I never liked seeing him like this, but at least I knew that when he was with me, he was safe. Yes, Kroven?
I love you.
That makes me think of Wally and Eve. Eva. I love that movie. I love you too. And I really do. I've always loved Kroven. It was like family. And the first friend I had ever made. The only friend I had ever made. Hearing him say he loved me was something he seldom did as the years passed. So hearing him say it right now, well, I wish I could say it made me feel very happy. It did make me feel a little happy, but I wish it was something I could hear him say when he was sober too. That's hard. I carried Kroven back up to his room and laid him on top of his bed. I think he passed out the minute his head hit the pillow. I kissed his forehead goodnight and headed to my own room. I wish I could have slept as easily as he did, but I had more to take care of first. Are you there? I had a question for you.
Yes.
What did you do all day?
I can't answer that.
Why not? You definitely don't just sit at the phone all day.
Well, of course I don't.
Then what did you do?
I can't tell you. I was at a bar. Don't be silly. Of course I'm scared.
Wait, really?
I have every reason to be. Maybe even more reasons than you do. If you can believe that.
You still haven't answered me though. What is it that you do?
I'll look out for you. Good night, Mary.
I wonder if it's Kroven. Or one of the friends who, like the guy at the library? Or that girl at the club and coffee shop? Twyla?